This is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only.
Welcome to another episode of Celebrity Mysticism featuring Naya, and let's get straight into it. I just want to say, first of all, I feel like him and Oprah is working on something really big behind the scenes. I do know that him, 50 Cent, and Diddy were kind of like duking it out over the BT thing, and how I feel like he had a little bit of more pull than the rest of them. He may not own it, but I know that his shows are getting played on them a lot of air, like a lot of his shows are airing. I also feel like he has been showing us his perception of how he feels about women, black women to be exact, and how I feel like he always tries to make black women look bad, in my opinion, in like a damsel in distress, basically. I also feel like he is a bit colorist because why is it always a light skinned man coming to save like the day type thing? I mean, with the exception of Why Did I Get Married when they Sheila or whatever. But I just noticed that I also feel like people commented on the fact that he can't really behave or act like a man. And this is not about his sexuality, but I feel like Medea is really him. Like that's who he really is to a T, and definitely um, at core and at heart. I am hearing something about lawsuits, so it's definitely something big coming his way very, very soon. This could happen around June. We'll be getting some news about him, as well as the fact that one of his shows, the way that it is basically, I feel like, showing us what they do to our women and our children is very eye opening because it's just like art can only be, duplicated with so many times. And I feel like as an artist, because that's what a lot of these people are, even though they're not like in like the singer or a rapper, but it's to make their craft look as real as possible. So I feel like that one show he has, I don't know if it's the Young and the Regular, I really don't watch it, but that show I feel like is showing what's going on behind the scenes, excluding the sexuality part, like with the women and how they act up the women and the children, and how women and children are going missing every single day. In the For the simple fact that the symbolism in that show, the fact that they're wearing red, the fact that they have to answer to somebody, the fact that it's so many things kind of combined that I feel like more people should pay attention to, because in these shows and in these movies, I feel like it's always a message. They're always telling us something, and in some type of fashion and form. Sometimes I feel like these movies and things that they make are about us for a shit show. Like you just gotta take what resonates and take what doesn't, because it's always something, like I said, that they put in front of us, because everybody knows, like, Hollywood and things of that nature is basically like a stage. The world itself is like a stage. They play Shakespeare a lot. But it just kind of made me have like an aha moment. I do also feel like people will come out and speak out against him, because him and Oprah are kind of like the same type of coin, no matter how you flip it. When it comes to our community as a whole, I don't really feel like he cares too much about our community. I just feel like he puts on a persona as if he do, because it is people emerging, coming out saying that they have not been paid for their services, and how he's rude and he's nasty. And I feel like a lot more people will be coming out to tell their sides of stories about what's really going on in the Time Period Studios. Just point blank, period. It's gonna come. His time is definitely coming soon. Um, I'm also hearing something about the Epstein Island list, and it's possible that he could have been there. If he wasn't physically there, he definitely knows a lot about that location, and he is turning a blind eye right now to a lot of things that's going on, because he's seeing how everybody else is kind of taking the heat for a lot of different things, especially Diddy at the moment, and he just not kind of want to get in the kitchen and touch that stove. You know what I'm saying? And I also feel like, again, I'm hearing something about lawsuits. People might try to sue him for some type of compensation. Also, I feel like people will be telling the type of conditions that they were working in when it came down to him. And I just feel like a lot of things will be revealed to us when it comes to who really Tyler Perry is, because it's kind of like a mystery, I feel like, for a lot of people, because every time they come out and they say something about him, it's mainly positive, but also you are the company that you keep in the same token. So it's just like the fact that he's very close with a lot of these people that are, I would say, evil and have very nasty spirits in the way that they maneuver in life is not in a positive form, is or way, is definitely going to start to trickle down and touch him in some type of way. I also feel like the fact that he owns his own studio is kind of weird too. Um, I'm not hating on him because much success to any black man that is able to purchase these type of things and get these type of things made. But also, I just want to say, when it comes to them being in Hollywood and especially close to that area, I feel like it's a lot of things going on in that studio that people are not talking about, and this including trafficking. I'm hearing a lot of trafficking is definitely being highlighted as I speak about this, especially sex trafficking, human trafficking, and even when it comes down to the children and their souls, he knows a lot of ways to kind of maneuver to remain in the spotlight, but ensure that people remain kind of quiet when it comes to, I feel, his personal life. Because I just feel like I said, this man is still somewhat like a mystery. We don't really get to know much about him except for, he was poor and he ended up making those plays and he ended up making a lot of money off those plays, and then he got into like movies. And um I just want to say, pay attention to the things that he is showing us through these films, because I don't feel like this is unfamiliar to him. I feel like he has a lot of experience in what he's showing us in a certain type of fashion that he's presenting it. He's telling us what's going on, but also I feel like he's leaving out key details because his hands are not clean either when it comes to the things that he has been doing and the things that he's actually hiding when it comes down to the role he's playing behind the scenes in public, because he's another person that's very, very wealthy and another person that has a lot of pull and power when it comes to making moves within the industry that he's in. um I feel like a lot of men mainly will come out and tell their sides, especially queer men. I feel like will come out and talk about the things that he's done or maybe the way he's treated them. I even feel like he's trying to blackball certain people as well behind the scenes. It's given like he throw rocks and he kind of hide his hands when it comes to certain things and let other people take the heat from him. But really, it's the shots that he is calling. And just the way that he represents us, I feel like in these films, it's kind of eye-opening. But again, everybody's perception of reality is different and he's his own individual. But in the same sense, as a person that pays attention to how the mind works, the things that he is, I feel, kind of glorifying and making into films of that nature is things that he sees every day. And people just walk past like nothing is happening and nothing is wrong. And I feel like a lot of people are affected by his behavior and his actions because I feel like he does have a bad attitude. I also feel as if he does lash out on his employees, and he does have his own way of how he likes things organized and structured, and how he wants things to run when it comes to his studio, and how the film turns out, and the way that he edits things, and the way that he expresses himself through his art. Now, his relationship with Oprah is a bit peculiar to me, just for the simple fact that, yes, they are friends, but I feel like they are the type of friends that know a lot of dirt on each other, and they've also done dirt with one another. So it's just like I don't really see them at the moment falling out because of these things that they're hiding from the public. But I also feel like they give each other advice on how to try to steer clear on their path, so nothing will kind of try to fall back on them. But every dog has its day, and his day is gonna come as well, because law enforcement definitely is gonna be knocking on his door as well. Um, Not at this current moment, but his time will definitely come. I also feel as if when it comes down to a lot of these actors and actresses that we don't know that he finds, I feel like they're part of some type of organization that he may have, that he could be masking as like charity, or masking as like him just trying to look out. Also, something's very fishy, I feel like, about the contracts that he has them signed. Um, it's some things in those contracts I feel are not normal per se. I know a lot of people around him have to sign NDAs and can't leak certain information, so it's kind of how he cover his tracks. But I don't feel like everybody he's been around has actually signed the NDA that he has distributed. It's kind of giving me like a Mace and Diddy type of situation when it comes down to those contracts. Um, because I do feel like he has disappeared people for trying to come forward and speak on him. So for those who are thinking about telling their story, do so at a discretion. Make sure you have some protection. Make sure you have your ducks in a row, because he will try to flip the script and make it seem like he's done nothing wrong, knowing that he is wrong. Because I feel like he has very manipulative energy. I don't think he's all completely just bad, and every part of him is bad, because he do attempt to try to take care of people, but it always comes with a cost, because nothing is free. Nothing that I feel like they give their employees or the people that they may have in their movies or shows, it comes with a price. Everything has a price tag on it. So I just feel like the more people come in to see or to be a part of his films, the more they will actually try to draw back. Because I also feel like that's why China, what's her name, China McCain stepped back as well. Not specifically because of him, but I do feel like partially he definitely put kind of like the nail in the coffin for her. And she came out and started talking about how a lot of people pray to a God, but they're not praying to the same God as others would worship or pray to. She also spoke out about how evil and wicked the industry is, and how hard her job was while she and her sisters endured a lot of things that they endured. Now I know her situation is a little bit different, because we found her, like, on Disney, and she had a bunch of different lanes that she went in, besides working with Tyler Perry. But I just feel like that's one real great example, because I believe that he was supposed to have a reboot of the House of Pain, and I don't think that it lasted as long as it was supposed to, because not only did she not want to continue to do so, but it was going to be pretty hard replacing her. And I also feel like the guy that plays Malik, it was going to be very hard replacing him as well. So that was two people that kind of already wanted to back off and watch things from a distance, because maybe he possibly could have been giving them eerie vibes and energy, and something just was telling them like, leave now, get away from this situation now, it's not working out as it should be, so just leave the situation alone. And I feel like they both backed out and took another direction. um that's just two, for example. It's a lot more people that have worked with him that won't speak out, kind of just because they don't want to put targets on their backs, and they don't want to have to worry about anything happening to their families or them waking up being blackballed in any type of way. um I do feel it is some type of darkness around him, and a lot of people know this, but they just don't want to come out and say so. I also feel as if, honestly, he helped Oprah orchestrate that fire that she did on that island. In fact, I also feel as if she already knew who to call to even get it planned, because that was a power move. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't something that she just woke up randomly and agreed to do. But I also feel like it was a lot of pressure on both of them to get these things done in a timely fashion, in a timely manner, just point blank period. Or there would have been massive consequences had they not gone through with that. I also feel like it's somebody in the higher ups that's watching him, and I feel like it's something more deeper that he's gonna have to do, to get to this next step and level that he's gonna get to, as far as when it comes to actors, actresses, him filming things, him writing things. It's definitely gonna come a time and point where he may speak out about some things that he endured, or people that have turned their backs on him, or didn't want to give him certain deals. And I honestly feel like that's why BET did not want to get wrapped up in an entanglement or a deal with him, or let him own it, because then he would have had some type of platform basically where everything is ran by him, and their job is to entertain us, right? So I feel like a lot of different more things that he was trying to come out with that we may see at a later date is because they did not allow him to have that type of freedom as far as owning BT. Plus, I believe that's what it's called now. They wasn't really fucking with what he was trying to put out program wise, and that's why I feel like he didn't get it. The same thing with 50 Cent. Yes, his shows are hits, they're amazing, but that's giving him another level up as far as where he is in life. Diddy, they didn't want him to have it because a lot of people already knew it was a storm brewing and waiting on him around the corner. So honestly, he will suffer some type of consequences for the things that he has done. Because one thing you can't do is you can't fuck with somebody's money and character behind the scenes and think that because you are in the position that you're in, that you are untouchable. And I feel like that's what a lot of them are failing to realize. They're just puppets, You can be touched. You can go to jail. You can suffer some type of consequence for the actions and the behaviors you do, because at the end of the day, they rather it be their puppets that take the fall versus them. So a lot of these things that we're gonna get may be a distraction at first, but then we're gonna start getting some real news surrounded by him and about him very, very soon. Because if I remember correctly, I don't remember this man's name, the hide your kids, hide your wife guy. He came out specifically and spoke about how Tyler Perry never paid him for anything. and he has a lot of receipts. So I know that they're going to stick up for him, and I know that a lot of people are going to stand with him, and it's going to encourage, it's going to be like a snowball moment where it's going to be more people encouraged to step out and take that leap of faith when it comes to exposing him. And this year is about truth and exposure. So all I can do is say it's too late. We will see soon. Thank you for viewing my page. Thank you for coming. You guys subscribe. I am out, and that concludes the reading.